Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of C Gonna Speed 252. Thank you for pushing that play button. If this is your first time part of the channel, my name is Clarence. I would love for you to subscribe and hit that bell button right beside it so you get a notification anytime I release a video. If you are already a part of the channel, welcome back and thank you for pushing that play button as well. I want to talk about that first clip that you all saw. So kind of give you like a brief description of what that was. Maybe some of you already know, maybe some of you don't. I was invited out to my brother's bachelor party out in Chicago. And that was one of the events that was planned for that day. I had never heard of a game called Bad Axe Throwing. I thought it was a bad idea. When the guys first mentioned this to me, I was like, I don't know, fellas. This really sounds pretty dangerous. I don't know how professional these people are at throwing this axe. And the last thing I need is an axe going through somebody's foot or through somebody's hand by accident. But when I got there, I realized it looked like it was so much fun. So I definitely joined in. It was pretty much like, 10, guys there joining this event. And, we was all split up in teams, and there was an instructor who taught us how to actually throw this axe into the piece of wood. Now, I'm sure some of you are familiar with this. This was actually in Chicago, where I have some family there, and I go out there and visit sometimes and try to get away, and just make time for family. And so when I went there to this Bad Axe throwing type of game and I started playing, it was really fun. And so I just wanted to give you guys a little glimpse of what it was when I was there and a piece of my life and things I enjoyed doing. I'm not gonna say I enjoyed doing that. Was my first time, but I would definitely do it again if I was ever in a situation. So I just want to kind of explain that. I thought it was pretty cool and just want to throw that out there. So before we hop into today's video, I want to shout out some of the followers who have been part of the channel, who is new to the channel, and kind of, just do something like this to recognize some of the people that's part of the channel and been showing me love. And I actually enjoy doing this because I like the followers that reach out and say, thank you for giving me a shout out. Thank you for putting my car in your video. And you seem really different from all the other YouTubers. You're not a big channel, but you are growing and you enjoy doing what you're doing. And we just enjoy your personality in general. So let me go and give a shout out to some of the names that came across to me today. And some of those names are Matt B, Ace One, Steve Little, Gerard B, Distant Shooter, Floyd Miller, Dan Kryling, Richmond Phil, Legend Bronk, MJ, Methane, Kelly Mitter, Fire Chicken Racing. I like that name actually. Carlos, Walter JC, and Dan Newton. So thank you all for being a part of the channel, each and every one of you, all my new followers and current followers as well. Once again, the website is up, cgonaspeed252.com. Please feel free to go check that out. I would love your support on that as well. And so let's go ahead and hop into today's video. I had a couple of followers mention this to me, and it crossed my mind a long time ago, and I want to wait till I got some more information on the C8 before I actually release a video like this. And what the question was, is the C8 Mid Engine considered America's first supercar? And I read that comment and I read that statement from a couple of followers, and I wanted to get this video out there to my community in general because I want to get that question answered by you all. I personally don't want to answer this question just yet because I still have some concerns regarding the Ford GT and the C8 in general. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop into some of the information that I currently have about both cars, and I want to see what you all think. Which one of these is actually America's first supercar? Will it be the Ford GT or will it be the Chevy Corvette C8 Mid Engine? So for all my new subscribers that are currently part of the channel, I want to let you all know that this is an actual photo of Kurt Busch's car, the NASCAR driver. I had a pleasure of actually seeing his Ford GT in person, his 2018 Ford GT. It was a super awesome experience. I got a chance to walk around the car, take a look at it. I made a video about it probably about a month or two ago, and I enjoyed the experience. And obviously he is sponsored by Monster Energy, which is why this car is wrapped this way. So when Kurt Busch is not actually on a NASCAR track, he's definitely out still spending his time behind the wheel, driving his $500,000 Ford GT. And on top of that, he actually had a 2005 Ford GT inside the same garage as well, on top of other unique cars that he was restoring and putting back together and enjoyed. His GT is covered in a black and green wrap that highlights one of the main NASCAR sponsors, Monster Energy. It's a pretty mean looking GT if you ask me, and it blends in with the rally and NASCAR styling. As most of you already know, in order for you to get a Ford GT, you actually have to put your name on the list, fill out the application, and give them reasons why you deserve a Ford GT, and you actually have to be picked in order to get a Ford GT. So it really doesn't matter how rich you are, supposedly, to what they say. It also depends on if you own a previous Ford GT and what are your connections with the Ford company, pretty much. It truly makes sense to why Kurt Busch actually owned a Ford GT, as Ford is one of his biggest sponsors. So as some of you know or may not know, Ford only makes 500 of these in the year they decide to make them, which made this car very rare and very exotic, and which is why it is $500,000. The question is it really worth the $500,000? That I don't know because I don't obviously own one of these cars. What I do know is the Ford GT cost $500,000, and this car got outperformed on the VRR racetrack by a $150,000 front engine car, better known as the 2019 ZR1. We do all know that the 2019 ZR1 is a front engine car with a 6.2 LT5 pushing 755 horsepower compared to the Ford GT, which is a mid-engine car, which is powered by an EcoBoost 3.5-liter V6 engine that produces 647 horsepower and 550 foot-pounds-feet of torque. Honestly, that is a solid amount of horsepower coming from a 6-cylinder engine that I'm sure Busch would take full advantage of if it was on a NASCAR track. So there you have it. It's a little bit of information about the Ford GT. But let's go ahead and hop into the most anticipated car that's supposed to be coming in 2020, the Chevy Corvette mid-engine. So here's a spot shot of obviously the Corvette mid-engine that we have been talking about for months now, and you all know I'm super excited about this car, which is why I keep producing new videos about this car as new information come along. Now, there's only so much that I have to compare this car to the Ford GT because this is Chevrolet's first mid-engine car. But you know, the question was, will the Chevy Corvette mid-engine be the first American supercar, or is the Ford GT currently the first American supercar? And so right now, I can tell you this, has not been invented yet. 2, we don't know exactly if this is going to be a Corvette or not. And 3, we don't even know how much horsepower it's going to be putting out. So I'm going to go with what I think Chevy is going to put in this car as far as engine-wise goes. And I think it's going to be a 6.2 LT1. I think it's going to be a tuned 6.2 LT1 that will be in the base model C8 Mid Engine Corvette. And I say this because it'll be the cheaper route for them to go. And as time goes on, they will increase their horsepower. The reason why I say this is because I believe Chevy liked to reuse parts from previous gen Corvettes. Let me give you a reason why. When Chevrolet released the 2014 Corvette C7, that base model had an LT1 6.2, but a 6-speed transmission, which was previously in the 6th gen Corvette. Now, I will admit, during that time of looking at 2014 Corvettes, I never heard of that Corvette having any issues with this transmission or with the LT1. It wasn't until 2015 when they installed the 8-speed, and that's where all the issues started to occur with the transmission. So for the base model mid-engine, I definitely think it would be a dual clutch transmission, but for them to save money, I think they will go back with a tuned LT1 6.2 because they already have that already established. So here's another question. Which one is better, the LT1 6.2 or the V6 3.5 EcoBoost that's in the Ford GT? I don't know. That's a question I want to ask you all. I know a lot of us is definitely anticipating this car. I know a lot of you say you're definitely not going to buy the first gen of this car, which I completely understand and completely agree with. But one thing I want to ask that a lot of people have already asked me so far within the chats and within emails, which one of these cars is America's first supercar? Is it the Ford GT or will it be the C8 Mid Engine Corvette? That's a question that I would like for y'all to answer. Leave your comments down below. Please give this video a thumbs up. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, because I love that you're part of the community. Once again, thank you for watching, and I look forward to catching you in another video of C Gonna Speed 252.